Ephesians 6:16 says, "Take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one." Now, in the New Testament times, the warriors used two types of shields. One shield was worn by soldiers in hand-to-hand combat, and they would use it to block the enemy's sword or their knife as they fought one another face to face. That shield is not what is being talked about in this text. The second type of shield was the size of your bedroom door, and it would cover the soldier from the top of his head down to the tips of his toes, and it would have been made of wood and covered in leather. Now I want you to picture that. 50 soldiers, each with a shield the size of a door. And what they would often do in a battle is what's called tortoise. Now, what is a tortoise? You know. It's a little turtle with a protective shell. And when they're threatened, they pull their heads inside that shell and their legs inside that shell when predators threaten them. Well, like a tortoise shell, the soldiers would take their shields the size of a door and they would stand next to each other. And you know what they would do? They would push forward to break through the enemy lines, the whole time being protected from the swords and knives and the arrows of the enemy. Now let me share with you a prisoner by the name of Chris, who used his shield of faith in prison. Chris grew up in the church. He went to college, then he became a commercial pilot, but something changed in Chris, and he lost control and he murdered a man. He was sentenced to life in prison, but he wanted to make his time in prison count for Jesus. So Chris enrolled in ARMS Bible studies, and from the moment he set foot in that prison, Chris knew he needed a source of strength to endure the difficult times that lay ahead. Well, turning to his faith, he found peace and comfort in his prayers, believing Jesus was like a shield protecting him from the hopelessness that threatened to destroy him. Just like the other stories, the other prisoners asked Chris to lead a small group Bible study in their pod. Well, as he did, the pod began to change. The small group Bible study became a place where the prisoners took their shield of faith and they huddled together to pray, to encourage, to support, and to teach one another. Instead of violence, instead of stealing and being mean, their pod was a place of encouragement and support. Other prisoners wanted to be moved to their pod because they wanted a group of men that they could count on to lift their shields with him in the name of Jesus. Now kids, as you grow to be big teenagers one day, make sure you have other believers that you can connect your shield of faith with to protect you from Satan's attack. Because here's the truth. In the church, we need one another. Find people you can lock shields with. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.